So God bless everyone. God bless you, Mom. For those who do not know me yet, by the way, my name is Raselem Gistupa. I'm secondary college student taking the course of Bachelor Secondary Education major in English. And today I'm going to discuss to you the assigned topic, which is the story of Demeter. But before that, let me introduce to you first the background of the story. So Demeter's story is one of the earliest poem of Homeric hymns, and it was dated from 7th to 8th century, and it also marks as early Greek poetry, or the Greek simplicity and directness, as well as the delight in the beautiful world. So let me introduce to you first the characters before I'm going to proceed the story of this story. So first we have the first or the main character, which is Demeter. So Demeter is also known as Ceres. So Ceres is from the Roman name. It is a Roman name of Demeter. So Demeter is the goddess of agriculture, and she is the mother of Persephone. So the another character is Persephone or Persephone. So Persephone is also known as Proserpine. So Proserpine is the Latin name of Persephone. So Persephone is the goddess of spring growth, and she is the wife of Hades. Persephone is the goddess of spring growth who was worshipped alongside with her mother. So kani si Demeter, diba, kay kuan siya kanang goddess of agriculture. So kani si Persephone iyang anak, as always silang kuan kanang kuyog, because they are both kuan magod goddess in agriculture, or when it comes to earthly things. So kani si Persephone is the wife of Hades. So therefore she is already considered as the goddess or the queen of the underworld. So the third character, actually dili ni siya kuan chronological names, but para lang nako is maulang ni sila ang kanang murag kuan bitaw kayo sa story. So the third one is si Hades. So kani si Hades kay kuan ni siya the god of underworld, and he fell in love with Persephone. So because sa iyang pagkaibog ni Persephone, so iyang gikidnap si Persephone. So when Persephone picking flowers in the window, so kani si Hades na in love. So iyang kidnap si Persephone o gidala niya sa underworld. So the fourth one is si Zeus. So si Zeus kay the supreme ruler of the gods. So he is the one who commanded Hermes to go down underworld. So kani Sir Hermes, mao ni siya ang messenger ni Zeus. So he was assigned to deliver the message or the request for Hades. So the other characters are Rhea. So si Rhea is the Greek titaness or the mother of gods. So she was delivered by Zeus' pronouncement and encouraged Demeter to comply first by restoring the earth and fertility for mortals. So si Rhea manggod mao ni ang mother nila ni nilang Zeus katong mga bitaw, mga gods and goddesses sa siya ang mother. So siya ang nag-encourage ni Demeter nga kanimong good si Demeter is siya mura bitog nang luod siya kay because pagkawala siyang anak. So para tungod ato siya kanang wala siya ni what we call this one siyang kanang obligation bitaw as a god, as a goddess. So tungod siya pagkaluod so iyang gibiyaan ang iyang responsibility. So mao nang murag nagsuffer ang mga mortals. So because of that si Demeter ni obey syempre yung mamagud ang nagkuan na. So muna siya si Rhea gisend siya ni Zeus to lead Demeter back among the gods with the following message. So the other one is Triptolemus. So si Triptolemus is the ambassador of Demeter. So he was a demigod of Eleusinian mysteries who leads over the sowing of green seed and milling of the wheat. So the other character is si Metaneira. Si Metaneira is the queen of Eleusis and she is the one who invited Demeter to she invites Demeter sa ilang balay, even though si Demeter is nag-disguise siya as age woman mura bitog kanang mga mama nga na ba. So si Metaneira mao siya ang witness pud ni siya sa divinity revelation ni Demeter. So Celios, another character is Celios. So si Celios is the king of Eleusis and he proclaims the command of Demeter. Manggod si Demeter mura siya niyangyo bitaw nga kanang mapatukod siya og kanang temple para daw ma-ace ang iyang kalagot or iyang pangluod ato nga time. So the settings are in Olympus, Eleusis, and the underworld. So first ang Olympus dito nahitabo or dito ang place sa mga gods and goddesses or the site of the throne of Zeus. Then Eleusis dito nahitabo ang si Demeter nag-disguise as aged woman. And si Demeter nagbantay siya ni Demophon, anak ni Celios o ni Metaneira. So it is Eleusis also mao ang gitukuran og temple ni Demeter. So ang nahitabo sa the third setting is in the underworld. So ang nahitabo sa underworld is the place wherein Hermes delivered the command or request of Zeus. And it is the place wherein Hades niobey siya sa word ni Zeus kay he is the murag supreme ruler. So siya may pinakataas-taasan ng mga goddess o goddesses. dito sa underworld pod nahitabo nga si Hades made Persephone ate a pomegranate seed for the assurance of returns. So ang request manggod ni Zeus is iyang palayaon si Persephone because si Demeter kay kuan lagi nandaghan na bitog na suffer nga mga mortals because si Demeter wala na ni take sa iyang responsibility. So because of daghan nag-suffer, so no choice si Zeus to please ni Hades nga iyang buhian si Persephone. So kani si Hades para siyang assurance nga mobalik si Persephone niya. So iyang gipa inom o gipakaon atong seed nga kanang mamatay siya before that discuss na ato. So the plot of the story is Demeter had an only daughter and she is named as Persephone. So she lost her, and her terrible grief, she is neglecting her duties as goddess of the harvest and torn into frozen desert. The green and flowery land was icebound and lifeless because Persephone had disappeared. So as kita bisan kinsa sa tong mama, kung kita mawala silang sa ilang side, so magkuan gid sila maguol. So same as Demeter, nawala si iyang anak nga only daughter biya ha. So tungod ana iyang gi-reject or gineglect niya ang iyang duties as goddess. So ang kuan from green and flowering land, so na-torn siya into frozen desert. It's because of Persephone disappeared. So the rising action of the story is when Demeter came to the sun, Helios, and he told her the story that Persephone was down in the world and beneath the earth among the shadowy death. So she left Olympus and dwelt on earth and disguised as an aged woman. So si God of Sun or si Helios maoy nagpahibalo ni Demeter nga si Persephone di ay is naa siya sa shadowy dead. So because of that, si Demeter ni biya sa Olympus and nag-ato siya nanirahan sa earth and she disguised as aged woman. So the climax of the story is when the temple was finished, Demeter came to it and sat there apart from the gods in Olympus alone, wasting away with longing for her daughter. And that year was most dreadful and cruel for mankind over all the earth. It seems the whole race of men would die of famine. She wouldn't let the earth bear fruits until she had seen her daughter. So request man ni si Demeter nga magpahimo siya og temple dito sa Eleusis, and pagkahuman ato nga temple is ni-separate siya as a goddess dito siya namuyo sa temple. Then because of kanang wala siya cooperation sa sa mga god and goddesses, so lahi ra jud. So katong time is wala joy nanurok nga mga tanom, maski liso wala gyud. Then and it leads to kuan, nagutom jud ang mga tao kay wala man jud, kay wala man siya ni-cooperate sa mga god and goddesses. So that year was most dreadful and cruel for mankind. So the whole race of men nangamatay tungod sa kagutom. So principle niya is dili niya tagaan ang mga mankind of kanang fruits kung dili niya kanang makita niyang anak. So following action of the story is Zeus told Hermes to go down to the underworld and bid Hades to let his bride Persephone to go back to Demeter. So because of kuan, di ba? Nagkagutom na ang mga tao. So si Zeus as supreme ruler of supreme ruler of the god and goddesses. So siya ang talk an action of that problem. So iyang gipadala si Hermes to magpakaluoy siya ni Hades o i-deliver ang message nga ipabalik si Persephone siyang mama. So mao na the following action of the story. So because of that, si Hades didn't resist the word of Zeus. Kay tungod si Zeus, kay he is the supreme ruler man good. So wala siya right to resist. So he let Persephone back to Demeter, but in condition in which Hades made her eat a pomegranate seed that served as the promise to return in the underworld. So dili pud magpa-kuan si Hades, di pud paalikan si Hades. So nisugot siya nga iyang i-release si Persephone, but in condition. So iyang gipakaon og katong pomegranate seed nga assurance niya nga mobalik gid si Persephone niya kay ibugod kay siya. So then the following action also is when Demeter did not refuse the comfort from her mother Rhea that she must lose Persephone for every 4 months of a year. So kani si Demeter moto nisugot man si Hades. So kani si Demeter ug si Persephone nagkita na. But still ang iyang kagoal is wala gyapon na wagtang, knowing that si Persephone dili niya makauban. Per me, it's because tungod ato nga seed nga iyang giinom nga dapat siya mo return sa underworld. So because of Rhea, iyang mama nga ni-encourage niya, nga ni-comfort niya, so nga mawala si Persephone niya every 4 months a year. So mag-uban sila 8 months. Lagi 8 months. So 8 months a year, but mawala si Persephone 4 months. So the resolution of the story is when Demeter made the fields more rich with abundant fruit and whole world bright with flowers and green leaves. So it is also when she went to Eleusis, who had built a temple, and chose Triptolemus or Demophon as her ambassador to men. So because of nagkita na sila ni Persephone, So kani si Demeter iya nang gibalik ang iyang kuan ni take na siya sa iyang responsibility as the goddess. So iyang gibalik ang fields nga mas ni more rich with abundant fruit, og the world is um, world is the whole world rather is bright with flowers and green leaves. So the resolution also of the story is when she went to Eleusis, who was or who had built her temple, kato si the king of Eleusis og si queen of Eleusis, si Metaneria og si Celeus. So because of that, si Triptolemus, or known as Demophon, ila ang anak nga laki, is gihimo ni Demeter as the ambassador niya sa mga tao. So the conclusion of the story is Demeter is the god of harvest. Persephone is Demeter's daughter. She is beautiful, so Hades noticed her and kidnapped her. So Demeter found out and was very upset. This resulted in the crops withering away. Zeus found out and sent his youngest child, Hermes. So kani si Hermes then struck a deal with Hades that Persephone go back to her mother for 6 months, but she has to return back to the underworld for 6 months, thus giving us the 4th season of the year. So 6 months. So tunga yun ay 6 months and 6 months. So that's the reason why North Hemisphere has a 4 seasons of the year, specifically in German countries who belongs in Northern Hemisphere. So they have the 4 seasons of the year. So specifically it spring, summer, fall, and winter. So spring and summer, it is represent, according to this story, spring and summer is represent as the reborn of Persephone, while fall and winter represent as the death of Persephone. So naadyo siya kanang behind reason according to story. So kung magkuan daw, mag spring daw ug mag summer, kana daw nagrepresent nga si Persephone o si Demeter is nagkuyog and she is reborn from death. So while fall and winter, it is represent daw as the death of Persephone. Si Persephone is naa sa underworld, mao daw nang mag-fall ug mag-winter. So the myth or the story is about these two goddesses, where it aims to explain how crops went underground in winter and were reborn in summer. So thus, the main point is not entirely a moral one, but one of death and rebirth. So the conflict of this story is when Demeter is craving so badly, so she neglecting her duties as goddess of the harvest, and everyone is suffering because of the harvest is failing. So para nako it is the person versus supernatural, because supernatural is because si Demeter is the goddess and the person is the mankind or the mortal ones nga dili sila ka against. Okay, it's because si Demeter is goddess. It is also person versus self ikuan lang nato, ihug nato nga si Demeter is a person. So because nag-conflict siya sa iyang kaugalingon tungod siyang kaguol. So maor ana lang. So the theme of the story is the might is the strength of love between the mother of her child. So makita ang gyud nato sa story nga kuan jud siya. It is the love between the mother and her child. Okay, without tungod sa kaguol sa kawala sa anak, tungod sa iyang pagigugma sa iyang anak. So makita jud nato diri sa story. So that should be all. Thank you for listening. Bye bye and God bless.